All right, guys, welcome to the Family First Life Titans team training call. Tyler Sagal here. I'm super excited about today's call. Something that I myself have been wanting to learn more about and kind of the way this industry is moving. I got a specialist here, Austin Jones out of Nashville, Tennessee. How are you doing, bro?
Man, phenomenal, bro. Thanks for having me. Look,
Absolutely, man.
my brother now. Once we were on that stage together this past week,
Right, man?
I feel like I've known you for my whole life now, man. I got love for you, bro. So any questions you got, anything I could do to help you guys, let me know.
Same to you, bro. I appreciate that. It was awesome getting a chance to meet you, and at convention was something special.
Thanks.
But cool. I've been kind of watching you for really the past 3 months. Just kind of, I followed you on Instagram and kind of been seeing you doing a lot of telesales, selling over the phone, right? Helping families that way. So for those who may not know you, because I don't think a lot of people really do yet, which that's about to change. I bet you everybody at that conference knew who you were after you wrapped that suit, man.
It was hard for me to blend in, man. I was trying to blend. Didn't work.
Love it, dude. So where did you so Austin Jones, what was your where'd you come from? Background.
Yes, I was in health insurance before. I did that for a year and a half. Was one of the top producers, quote unquote, that they called me there. So I was doing that before. And before I came over, Clyde, he actually it's a brother, man, now at this point, but he his recruiter had reached out to me about I don't know, I think it was about a year ago now. And I was one of those people that was like, I'm good, making good money, helping a lot of people. I'm not looking to get recruited, but bro, she was so good. And I have I guess a place in my heart for salespeople. So she was handling every objection that I was giving her. And so I told her on the call, I'm like, just out of respect, I don't want to hang up on you. That turned into a conversation for 9 months with Clyde. Long story short, came over here, man, and he just made sense of it. I had, helped a lot of people, bro. Helped a lot of people in that year and a half that I was there. And wasn't reaping the rewards as I could. And the family, the team that I was building, they were having issues with that as well. So I had to come over here and see what this is all about. Get on a different vehicle, man. So I'm glad to be in business with you, brother.
You as well, man. Cool. So 100% telesales.
100%.
Right. So I think a lot of people that's attractive, where people think, well, I can work remotely, I can work from home. Right now, I'm still more of a hybrid. I'm doing a little bit of both, but I went out and I went a pure month of just doing it just over the phone, just so I could say that I kind of understood it and I learned it just to see if I could do it.
Right.
And I was able to protect about 30 families in a month just over the phone.
Right.
Now I do know by doing that, there's a different expectation you got to have in doing that.
Absolutely.
In terms of, lead spend, your budget, but also the hours that you work or where your hours are actually going to, right? Yeah. So can you kind of talk about some of the expectations up front that you have, that you've kind of learned? Because obviously you were doing telesales before, but it's a different system here, right?
Right. Completely
so
different.
Can you talk about those expectations and also some of the things that, you teach, because you're growing a team too. So some of the things you teach your agents as well in terms of expectations.
Cool. Great question. So as far as the expectations go, when I came, not a lot of people were actually doing telesales 4.5 months ago. That was like right before Josh Williams' team kind of transitioned over. So I was really trying to learn on my own to a degree. I reached out to Josh. He gave me a script. Super thankful and appreciative for that. Talked to Brandon Kitchens a lot. It's another brother of mine, man. And, just try to pick brains. And what I realized is you have to set the proper expectation and anywhere in business, but especially with telesales. So, I just kind of asked, I was new. So I was like, how much should I spend on leads? And, they said anywhere 500 to 1,500, you should be, be able to be pretty profitable. So, me, I doubled down. I'm like, I'm doing 100% telesales. Let me do double. So my first, time investing in leads was about $2,000. And, I've never went under that. So that's just kind of a thing for me, like $2,000 a week minimal in telesales. I think another expectation is, when I first started, just trial and error, just kind of trying to run the same type of program. Like, hey, dial on Monday, set appointments up for Tuesday and Wednesday, same thing for Thursday. And for me personally, that didn't work for me. I got ghosted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me, of course. There's people that are winning that are doing that. But for me, I don't know if I just didn't tie it down well enough or whatever the case was. But I'm more of a one call close person. So I try not to have to set an appointment if I don't have to. So have to get better with objections up front. So that's something I knew and I just kind of worked on. And that way you can kind of keep them on the phone. So that's that for lead purchase. Know that you're going to, get ghosted quite a bit. It's just like in the field, I'm sure, but just a little different because it's a lot easier to hang the phone up on you than it is to, kick you out of a home. It's a lot easier to not answer a phone than it is to not answer somebody at your door. So just having those realistic expectations, I'm preparing myself for that. You just kind of set yourself up to win. So those are some of the same things that I kind of, teach my people. We're on Zoom all day. So they get that sideline coaching. They get that coaching right there on the spot. So it's cool and it helps, but they also have to have their mindset right in order to know what they're getting themselves into. That's for everybody for.
Okay. Now you're licensed in about 42 states, right? And you said, you're doing you've done live transfers.
Correct.
Right. What are majority of the lead types that you're running?
Good question. So majority of internet. When I first started, my goal was to get to 100 appointments as fast as possible.
Yeah.
100 presentations. So I set a goal to do it in 30 days. So that was my goal. So what I was doing at that point, bro, I was actually getting about 6 live transfers a day on top of, dialing and different things like that. This is because I wanted to hit that goal. Mm-hmm. And the prices went through the roof. They went from 60, $50, $60 to well over 100. So month 2, Andrew Taylor, he actually challenged me on a podcast and was just like, man, you think you can get your ROI down? He wasn't saying in a rude way, but to me, I like challenges. So, I kind of took that on. And so what I did was just got back to the grind and, the dials, and because it's easy to sit around waiting on a live transfer to come to you. But, your ROI is going to get a lot better when you put in the work. So I actually do a lot of 1 month, 3 month, a majority of 3 month leads. And that's where a majority of them are coming from. I recently just locked out a couple counties for mortgage. So I'm trying to jump into that now, but I like internet because I was getting mortgage leads. I was getting, final expense. Mm-hmm. I knew it here, IUL there. So that's what I like about the internet leads.
Makes sense. So the one call close, right? Like mm-hmm. Let's say on a 1 to 3 month old internet lead. Because the nice thing about those is, you can get them anywhere in the country.
Thanks.
And they're cheap, right?
Yeah.
And at some point somebody asks for insurance.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So can you, what does your phone script look like on something like that's actually role play it? That's cool. But let's role play into a one call close. But then if I can't one call close, then where do I go? But let's start with the one call close. Okay. Cool. Random internet lead.
Yeah. So as far as the mindset first, I treat them the same. I don't treat them any different because I run into a lot of people that don't ever get talked to in their 3 month lead. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So that once I started seeing it, I just kept going. If you think about it, most people are doing in home. They buy leads on Monday. They dial, set up appointments Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They buy more leads. And some people resolve the leads that go door knock. Most people don't do that. So they get passed on. Now they're a 1 month lead. Never got talked to. Now they're a 3 month lead. Man, I've been waiting for somebody to call me. So I treat them the same. So this is exactly what I do. So we can role play. So ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tyler.
Yep.
Hey, this is Austin. How are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm phenomenal. Thanks for asking, brother. I'm just getting back in touch with you in regards to the state-regulated life insurance request that you have made. I see here that it looks like you put down your date of birth is March 1st, 1993. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. And I have a previous address on file is 123 Main Street. Is that correct as well?
Yep, that's still right.
Okay, perfect, man. So I'm actually doing everything virtually now. So I have you off the phone here in a sec. But if you could just grab a pen and paper, that way I can give you some information right now.
Got it.
All right, perfect. So for starters, I want to give you my first and last name, Austin Jones, AUSTIN JONES. Next, I want to give you my national producer number. I'm required to leave that with you from the state. It's 193-680-0000. If you could just read that back off to me, that way I know you got it. Okay, great. You can actually go on the state's website there, type that in. You'll see my ugly picture pop up, okay? I got that. All right, perfect. So from there, I just kind of go on the power questions. So it's simple. And I just really go through Josh Williams' script from that point.
Okay. I believe that's circulating out there. Otherwise, I can grab it from you. But
yeah,
so I think that's so important too, right? You're super assumptive. Hey, go grab a pen and paper, right? Mm-hmm. And most of the time they go and do that, right? But I like you leaving them information, right? First and last name, and then you give them an NPN number, national producer number. That's right. That you're showing that you're credible, that you're actually licensed, you're not hiding anything. Hey, go look me up. Cool with it, right? What if somebody says, hey, I can't do this right now? Call me back later.
Yeah, so I try to keep pushing personally so we can role play again. So ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tyler.
Yep.
Tyler, this is Austin. How are you, brother?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting back in touch with you in regards to the state-regulated life insurance request that you made. Looks like you put down your date of birth here as 1/1/1993. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. And I have a previous address on file is 123 Main Street. Is that correct as well?
Correct.
Okay, perfect, man. So I'm actually doing everything virtually now, so I'll have you off the phone here in a sec. But if you could just grab a pen and paper, that way I can give you some information right now.
Yeah, man, I can't do it right now. I'm in traffic and I gotta run.
Oh, got you, man. So you on the road?
Yeah, man, always driving.
Got you, man. I definitely don't want you to get a ticket or get into an accident. How much longer will it be until you can get home?
At least 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Got it, brother. And as far as that goes, man, like I said, I can have you off the phone here in a sec. I normally do a little screen share here and there, but I know you're on the road, so definitely don't want to do that. But what I can do for you, I can just send you a message really quickly. I just give you my name, my national producer number. That way you know I'm credible, okay? So be looking out for that text.
Okay.
Did you do that?
Yep, got it.
All right, perfect, man. Now just fill me in. What's got you looking for life insurance?
Got it.
So I just keep pushing. And you have to get another objection. Like, man, no, honestly, bro, I cannot be on the phone. And then from there, I'm just kind of like, okay, no worries, man. So I know you're going to be home in 45 minutes. With an hour to an hour 30, give you enough time to get home, get your feet up.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so when you send a text, just your name. Now, do you put a link in there with the state's website?
I personally don't. I heard that this weekend. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't. Because I feel like it kind of makes people feel like they have to do that. And now you're not listening to me. So now you're on the website, you're trying to look this up, you're asking me questions. So if I do anything, I will send you a picture of my license.
Yeah.
But sometimes, most of the time, I don't do that. I'll just send you my national producer number, and it kind of goes over their head. If they need it, they got it. If not, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, got it. Now, I know a couple people around the country, they'll do, because I've been there, man, where you get just ghosted all day on the phones. If you're not trying to do it right then and there, the chances of somebody actually picking up their phone, right, when they know the insurance guy's calling them,
right?
Like, what are some of the things, if anything, that you do, besides just sending a text? Like, do you use any sort of Calendly, text reminders, anything like that to get people to be reminded that, hey, I'm calling in 15 minutes about life insurance?
Right. So I really don't get that many appointments because I'm pushing. So I'll probably get hung up on before I have to set up an appointment normally. Yeah. But for the few that I do have my assistant put it in Calendly and send them a reminder text and different things like that. So I do have that, but I really try to shy away from it, to be honest. Okay.
Now, are you using Phone Burner or TeleCRM?
Something similar. It's called Ringy. It can do a little bit more, like, text and email, drip, blast, different things like that. So I use that as well as like for recruiting. So it just I can keep everything organized. It can send like drip campaigns for text messages and emails. So
What's that called?
I compare it to like an Android and an iPhone. Like Android has all these features that you might not necessarily use, but they're there and it's the same price. So I just use that. But it's called Ringy. I can send it to you.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, that's good. Now, do you use that final expense quoter tool where you can basically plug in medications, it'll kick back out what companies will accept, what won't? Do you use that at all?
I don't. We have the underwriting genie that we use. So it's in just put in their information and they get back to me super quick. So that's normally what I use.
Okay, got it. So majority, a lot of this over the internet leads.
Yeah, huge. I would say 80% internet, 20% live transfers.
Okay. Now, what do your days look like, man? So break down your schedule from, let's just say Monday through, I don't know, whenever you work. I mean, you're always going. Obviously, you're killing it. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so I work pretty much 7 days a week. I have a family. I don't know if you got to see them, but my wife, 2 children. They're pretty young. So during the week, I try to spend a ton of time in my office. So I get up, 4:30, 5 o'clock every single day, do my meditation, do something hard first thing in the morning. So I try to run a mile, work out, do something I really don't want to do, get that out of the way. Started implementing these 10-second cold showers. So that's been interesting.
How's that been? I was gonna say, how's that been?
Bro, I thought the mile was tough. Like first thing, because I always said I'm not a long distance runner. I played sports, basketball, football, never had to run long distance. So I hated it. And so that's why I started doing it here recently. But that cold shower, oh my, that's the worst 10 seconds of my life. Nothing's gonna get worse than that for the rest of the day. So I'm for it.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, facts. So I listened to some Audible for about 30 minutes, listened to a meditation that Vivian posted, her and Austin Harless. Thank you for putting me onto that. I heard that in the podcast. I do that every morning. So that's about 18 minutes. Then I do Audible for 30, listen to some motivational stuff on YouTube for 30. And then try to do something spiritual, bro. I don't know if you're a spiritual person at all, but, pray, read some other Bible, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Do that, and then I kind of get ready for the day. So I try to be here in my seat around 7 and try to get home by 7:30. I'm Central, so that's Central time zone. So my Zoom is open all day, every day for anybody who wants to get on. I normally post it in the Facebook group. You ask me for the link. It's the same link every single day. Never changes. So, I'm on there. I try to be on there 7:30 every morning. And then I run from 7:30 to about 12. Then I normally take a walk with my kids and my wife. We take a walk for about 30 minutes, come back, have lunch, then I'm back on it. So from 1:30, 2 o'clock until about 7 p.m. Then I do all my recruiting from 7 to 9 p.m. every night. So that's pretty much Monday through Friday. Saturday, I do like a half a day. Sunday, I do like a half a day.
Cool. Nice. And, if you're not closing, you're dialing, right?
Yeah. All day, bro.
How many dials do you think you make a day?
I would say on average, depends on how many people I get, like how many families I'm able to help. But if I help, 2 to 3 families, I would say I probably make $400 a day, $400 or $500. And I had a dialer, so he was making another $400 or $500. So it was probably on average anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a day.
Okay. And do you have any goals each day? Because I know when I was doing it, kind of my thing was I want to talk to somebody about insurance, at least 6 or 7 people a day. Yeah. However that looks, whether it's an appointment I set before and somehow got them on the phone, or I just said, do you have a minute right now? I can run through this. Like that was considered a presentation for me. Do you have any sort of goals like that you set? Like I want to talk to this many people, and if I do this, it'll equal this. Yeah.
My goal is to help at least 3 families a day.
No matter what it looks like.
No matter what. So, I mean, if I can help more, great. If I help less, I gotta help 4 tomorrow. But my goal is to help 3 families a day, no matter what the time is, how many dollars I have to make, how much money I have to invest. That's my goal every single day.
Sure. That's awesome. Do a lot of good stuff. Do you went over expectation, lead types, lead costs, licenses, credibility. Is there anything else you want to add to anybody that's, for one, maybe just getting started, or
Right.
two, maybe just people that, hey, I want to do this telesales. I want to do it from home. I want that flexibility. I want to be able to, I mean, that's pretty cool though, that like every day that you can say at 12 o'clock, I want to go for a walk for 30 minutes to an hour with my family.
Yep.
And take a break and then back at it. Right. Is there anything else that you want to add to anybody that's maybe looking to do this, and what it's going to look like to have some success up front on it?
Yeah. I would say expectations are huge. I'm a huge expectation guy. Like I set realistic goals with myself, like drop dead goals, and I set super high goals. But also just setting those realistic expectations, things that you can do. If you're new, first thing I always tell anybody is focus on 100 presentations, and that's it. Don't focus on the results. The results will be there. If you do 100 presentations, I guarantee there's not one person in FFL history that's had 100 presentations and never helped a family.
Right.
So let that be your focus, and don't focus on the results. So my goal was 30 days, 100 presentations, and I would track it, bro. Like I used to have it right above my monitor, and I would just track it every single time I had a presentation. And before I knew it, I helped over 40 families that first month. And I didn't think about it. I didn't even realize it until I got a bonus. I was like, what is this for? But I just feel like setting realistic expectations, setting goals, be goal oriented. But the biggest thing is being disciplined. I don't know if you're going to be working in an office or working from home. Either way, it's very easy to get distracted. It's I feel like getting in a car physically and going from home to home to home to home to home, you have no choice but to be focused on that. Now, some people, they give up or whatever, but it's like you're physically doing something. But to be at home or in your office all day, to zone in, it can become difficult. So you got to be extremely disciplined and set those goals, because you do have to grind. It's not as easy as people make it out to be, or as it sounds. It does have its luxuries to be able, like you said, spend time with family, go on walks, help my wife, put the kids to bed, stuff like that. I'm here. But it also is still a sacrifice, and there's a lot of discipline that you have to have. So I think the biggest thing is have somebody that you can have to hold accountable to you. That's why we like to do the live Zoom. And then, also it's able to teach, bro. Like imagine when you were learning, if you had your upline in your ear, helping you out and saying, hey, say this. When they say this, say that. I'm sure you would have been able to help a lot more families. So that's one thing that I really like about it. We got the breakout room. So everybody's dialing here. Now you got somebody for a presentation, go to a breakout room. Anybody that's new that wants to hop in there and listen to them do a full presentation, you can do that. I just personally feel like you can learn very, very quickly that way. So that's why we just try to keep people plugged in.
Makes sense, dude. Bro, I appreciate you hopping on so quick, short notice there.
Yeah, bro. Anything for you. When Ty calls, I'm down. I'm here.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Oh, man, dude. Again, it is a pleasure meeting you, man. It was really cool to see you there and kind of get to shake your hand and meet you, because I know I've been watching you for a while. But cool, man. I appreciate it. We'll wrap this thing up. Hope everyone takes a lot from this. I know I did. I'm ready to let this thing go.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. Just to close it out, I really do appreciate you. Humbled that you even asked me to do this, bro. You're somebody I look up to in business. You're killing it, young guy, killing it, very focused, been through a lot. And I love people that handle adversity, get over it, and keep pushing forward. Never would guess what people go through. So I'm telling you, bro, I always have love for you. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, bro. Like, you're my guy, bro. So anytime you need me, I'm here for you. I promise that. And again, man, I'm just humbled that you even asked, bro. So thank you.
Absolutely, dude. I appreciate those words.
Sir, have a good one, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
You too, bro. Let's go, guys. Keep the hammer down. We'll talk soon.